It has been beyond what I even imagined or expected when I first started this journey with you guys. So my name is Saachi. I've been born and brought up in Dubai. I've been here all my life, pretty much done my schooling, university, and now I even work here in the HR department of a government company. I've been with them for the last 12 years. I think there was just a instant likability, and I think what helped me get convinced about this was that I was able to openly express myself without feeling conscious or judged at that point in time. I think it was very comfortable, and you were very supportive of how this was going to go about. Like, you were very clear on that. Every milestone was very nicely explained, and it didn't seem like it was in those simple words which any layman or common man like me could understand. It wasn't very technical. So I think that initial call was very helpful for me to express myself and then also to understand what this journey would look like for me. Once we did start, so I discussed this with my husband obviously, and we both were very keen on exploring this together. And I think the first session that we had with you guys, we left feeling very understood. At the time, I was trying to find my ground emotionally, from a family perspective. I was feeling a bit underwhelmed by the environment, but also overwhelmed with the amount of responsibility, because I had just, gotten married a few years ago. So I was still trying to find my place in that equation. So one was that. Second was also a lot to do with my own health issues. So I wanted to kind of address that. I wanted to see, why is it that I'm unable to overcome it? Because I tried every now and then and it hadn't really worked out for me. Feeling like myself, like, open and happy or something like that. So I wanted to address those. If I can be honest, everything has changed for me in that space, and I feel a lot more like how I used to. Like you mentioned, just a really happy person, just smiling and finding joys in little things that I'm doing on a day-to-day basis. The word that we had used very infamously, the tiptoeing, has completely stopped. I feel like now I belong. I feel like I can be myself unapologetically, without hesitation. And what's funny is that initially I was afraid of that because I didn't know how that would be reciprocated. But it has been reciprocated so beautifully as well. Everybody in the family has kind of just naturally, not that we've had any conversations or anything, but I think that openness from my side has also kind of maybe indicated to them or given them that vibe where they have now started opening up to me as well. So I can see a bit more of harmony and just pleasantries and those kind of things which weren't happening earlier, now taking place, which is game-changing for me. Like, it's been absolutely amazing. Just naturally that behavior of mine of tiptoeing and just being a little bit hesitant was also flowing into my professional life, which I think now is not. So in fact, very recently, my manager or my boss had told me that they like the fact that I'm honest and open and kind of, not afraid to speak my mind and things like that. So, which was refreshing for me, because earlier I was not, doing that consciously. And now, just because of the change that has happened over time with this entire journey, I think I've just become that person who's a little bit more confident, a little bit more sure and not afraid. And so when I do speak my mind, of course it's measured and I know what I'm saying and things like that. I'm not just, blurting things out, whatever's coming into my head. But I think that openness that this has helped or created in me is kind of translating into all of this. So even at work, I think people are now appreciating the fact that I am more available, more present, giving my opinions a little bit better or more. And yeah, I think so I recently, again, I think it's one of those things which I would love to mention, that I think when things need to happen in your life, everything kind of falls in place for that. So I think this entire journey started when it had to start. A lot of things have kind of changed for me since then.
Which about 3 months time.
Yeah, absolutely. So in beginning of June is when I found out that I was being promoted at work as well. So that's been massive. I've been with this company for a while and stuff, and it was more or less unexpected. But good things are happening, and I think I have this journey to thank. I have you guys to thank. I have not more than anything else. I just think I haven't felt this happy in a long time, and I think I missed that. And I think maybe because I am now feeling more like me is why a lot of these other good things are happening in my life. Anyone who is just willing to kind of improve upon themselves, who's unsure of why is it that they have changed over time, why is it that life is not working out to be a certain way when it should have been. Sometimes you can do everything right, but it just doesn't click. I think Neurogetics helps explore that, unravel that within you, kind of makes you connect to what or who you truly are, and I think that is a game changer. I think it's a lot to do with tapping into your unconscious or subconscious, where obviously everyone knows now, after science has explored so much, that there are different layers of your consciousness and stuff. And while you're consciously doing a few things, there's a lot of work that goes on subconsciously or unconsciously, which we as humans are not aware of. So I think what I experienced here was tapping into that and allowing myself to strengthen from within, rather than getting any kind of superficial help from the outside, which may just be related to my conscious being. So like if I'm doing coaching, for example, I haven't been to psychotherapy, I don't know much about it, so I won't refer to that, but just life coaches and guidance counselors or mentors and all these guys help you more either in a specific field that they may be experts in, or it's more about the material or the conscious level work that they may do. So they'll tell you things or practices you can do to improve work habits or day-to-day habits and things like that. But tapping into another part of your being, like your subconscious or unconscious in that sense, is beyond what you can physically or mentally do on your own. And I think when you get that support, it's just tenfold more effective than what I could do probably consciously. So I think that is the difference, and that's what makes this so special. Simple exercises that made us also realize that it's easy to change what you're doing on a day-to-day basis, and it's easy to break out of a certain habit that isn't lending a hand towards your progress in life or your growth in life. So we did some funny things, we did some exciting things, we did some very mentally draining things also, to be honest. We went through a lot, but I think eventually we realized that these are small things that you change and to become a better person or to grow as a person. Go for it. Just dive in, have faith, go with an open mind and just go for it, because I can't insist upon how much of a life-changing practice or a life-changing program this is. You're not going to regret it at all, 100%. It's something that you want to do for yourself, for your family, for your physical, mental, emotional well-being. So trust the process and just go for it. And you have great coaches here that will hold your hand, guide you, keep in touch, more or less become friends, family of yours, and you're not going to regret it. So just do it.